Hey, hi guys! Super excited today because I just launched my podcast just now. Anyway, the question today or the topic today is how do you create 365 days worth of content? Now, I get this question a lot, and not like just from my students or like people that I meet online, but even for like speakers. They're like asking me how do they create content every single day, because you have to post every single day, but how do you do it? How do you do it, right? Okay, so I'll share with you exactly what I did and how I did it. Okay, so you gotta like pay attention for the next like hopefully 10 minutes. I'm gonna share with you how I did it. It's really basic, straightforward, but you gotta put in the work. Okay. Alright, so the first one that I want to share, because the thing is, this question came in, especially yesterday we had like a meet with all the students of GDI Bootcamp, some teaching inside there, and because this week is all about posting your content, and I asked them to promise to me to post every single day for the next 365 days. So obviously the next question they asked was, how do you create content for like a whole year? How? Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so the first one is I actually learned from two people on this topic. I learned from Mary Forleo. I love her. She's like amazing. And the next one is Gary Vee, the man. Okay, so the first one, let me go through Mary's first, because Mary's is pretty straightforward, easy to follow. So the first one is, she said that when you want to post and when you want to think about great content, do not think about what you are going to get. What most people get stuck in a rut is when they overthink about like, oh, what am I gonna like? Hi, Evan. Whenever Evan says hi, I always have to say hi back because he's my hero. Anyway, so you can't think about what you are going to get. Like, people are thinking that, oh, I'm gonna put this content out, it's gonna go viral, I'm gonna get like 1 million followers. If you think like that, you'll be stuck in a rut, because you keep thinking about like what you're gonna get. The whole purpose of you being online is to spread the word so that you could contribute and serve. That is the purpose. That is the real purpose. So you gotta serve. And actually the word serve is the acronym that I'm going to use to explain Mary's concept. Okay, so are you guys ready? Hey, hi Rachel, hi Brian. Oh, who else? Hi Charlie. Okay, so serve. That's an acronym to how you're gonna get 365 days worth of content. The first one is solve a problem. S is for solve a problem. Okay, now it sounds simple, right? So how? Well, exactly what I'm doing right now, because when I'm asked a question like, how do you create content for like 365 days? Me going on live explaining how exactly I did it is solving a problem. And you can solve it in a bunch of ways. Like, you can do a Q&A answering the questions that come in, or you could break false beliefs. Now, we know that, there's a lot of false beliefs going on. I am the queen of probably false beliefs. I had so many like limiting beliefs about why I can't do like video marketing so many things. So believe me, when you have that kind of issue, a lot of people are facing the same thing. So what you can do is share with them how you solved your limiting beliefs, and hopefully that will trigger someone else to share the word. Okay, so help people think about how to serve. So the first S is solve problems. Solve like any questions that come up. And then the next one, E, is explain your industry. Now, every one of us comes from different fields, different industries, different roles and positions, but every one of us will be like knowledgeable in one aspect, like, or in a few. So what you need to do is explain what your industry is about, especially the misconceptions. Don't go like super boring, like the insurance industry is like this, Anyone can read that from a pamphlet, and I don't suggest you to be a walking reading pamphlet. So you need to break down the misconceptions that people have about your role, your position, the industry that you're in, the company that you're in. break it down, because that's more interesting, and that usually like captures people's attention. Contohnya, for example, how to lose fat by eating fat. Isn't that amazing? Like, how do you do that? Keto. Okay, it's keto. Anyway, so you get the idea. And the next one, so we did S, which is solve a problem. E is explain your industry. R is reveal your secrets. Yeah, I know, like some people are like, I don't want to reveal my secret, later people copy how. If you have that kind of mentality, you will always be stuck in the same place. You are progressing because somebody revealed their secrets. Understand that. And nobody can copy you exactly 100%, because they might be copying the info, but they can never be you. Like the secret that I'm sharing here is from Mary Forleo. Can I be Mary? No, I can't. I can only be Dini. So same goes with you. So get out of that mentality like, oh, if I share my secrets later, I won't have anything else. No, you will, because you will find so much more. Understand that when you serve and you give, the more you give, the more you get. The more information you get, comes back to you, and you will have more to give. It is an amazing thing. Seriously, just try it. Just try it. So reveal your secrets. You can do that by sharing stories. You can do that by talking about how you overcame a certain personal problem in, progressing in business, and like achieving whatever goal, whatever dream. Yes, you can. So reveal your secrets. And the next one is V. Okay, so we did S, E, R, and now it's V. V is for visualize. Now, what do I mean by that? Or what does Mary mean by that? Well, basically, you just have to use your imagination. Because sometimes when we are very factual, it becomes extremely dead and boring. Okay? So what you need to do is, because people like to be educated, but they like to be entertained at the same time. Use your imagination. I mean, like, you could come up with topics of like, what would you do if, did you have any regrets in the past that you wish if you could turn back time, you didn't do this? And that's why you're sharing this message. Like, for example, for me, I did so many mistakes in the past. And the reason why I am sharing, I took a pledge to share every single day. Every single day. 3 p.m. because I just want to avoid people from going through the same kind of pain, the same kind of challenges that I went through, because it broke me. It broke me as a person. I mean, if you heard my story, like some of like the students in GDI heard it, and it was very hard for me to share, but I knew I had to share that, because then you will understand where I'm coming from, why I'm talking the way I'm talking every single day. So people need to relate to you that way. Why are you sharing your stories? For you to be relatable. For people to understand why are you doing what you're doing. And I've been saying this many times. When you're selling anything, business, service, products, whatever it is, there must be a reason why you are in it. People need to understand like why. You don't have to like, in the beginning tell them the whole story. You can probably tell them the beginning of what made you tick, that aha moment that you had. So there's many ways, and like, if you want to know how best to like tell a story, maybe you should get in the GDI Bootcamp group, because I break down how you should tell a story. This week was all about stories. Anyway, moving on. E, because we did S is solve a problem. Let me just repeat. E is explain your industry. R is revealing your secrets. V is visualizing, and the final one, E, is embracing your weirdness. Yes, I know, it's so scary. I don't want people to know that I'm not perfect. Get a grip. Nobody is, okay? Because in the beginning, I was so scared, because I was like, oh no, I'm not, like so many excuses, because I know that I'm not perfect. But once I accepted that I will screw up, that sometimes my words will like go blah, and I don't know what to say, and it's fine. It's fine. This is life. This is what we call normal. Nobody is always perfect. So embrace your weirdness, because, okay, let me just like explain to you what I understand from this. If you're putting out a fake persona online, you're like putting out a fake perfect persona of a person who is always perfect and living a perfect life, having a perfect business. Who do you think he will attract to you? Do you think that you will get the right person for your business, for your products, for your service? Would they be the kind of people that you want to like mingle with? You would attract the same fakeness. What you need is real people connecting with you, because being online is all about creating that conversation, creating a connection. You want to be as real as possible, because when you're real, you will attract the same realness. You will attract the same people who will love you and appreciate you for all the weird things that you do, for all the words that you jumbled up, for everything that you can't explain, because they understand. Because language, how do you say this? Like, language just transcends like what we say. Is in how we do things, in our body movement, the way we express things, the way like I'm excited about things. That is part of language as well. So if you appear fake, or like you try your hard to like your level best to be perfect, which is not the case, like nobody is, you will attract the same kind to you. And you don't want that. You want people who appreciate you for who you are. You know how sometimes we meet like celebrities like in real life, and then like they're totally not what they appear to be online? Yeah, that kind of stuff. You don't want that. You want to make sure that you try to be as true as possible to your voice, because I think that's an easier way to live. I mean, personally, I think it is. I hope that you take this message. Okay, and how do you embrace your weirdness? Well, there's a lot of things that you could share, like your everyday like things. Like I share a lot about conversations that I had with like with the GDI team, with like my ambassadors, with Evan and Tom, with my husband, with my cousins. I share a lot about that, and also you can I share about my keto journey. You know, share anything that makes you you. You don't have to look at, what is that person doing, I'm gonna copy that. You can take inspiration, but at one point you gotta be you. Okay, so that is like the 5 steps that Mary Fordio asked us to do, and I think it's really awesome. And if you want a link to that, because she wrote a really beautiful blog with like 100 question prompts on it, which helps me create my content, just comment like below, PM, and I'll like forward you the link, okay? Because it really helps me. So I hope it will help you as well to create your content, because you gotta post, because you promised me that you're gonna post for 1 year, and I'm gonna check you out. Okay, anyway, chill. Okay, and the next one I want to talk about is Gary Vee, the man, because I love this guy. He makes it like so relatable. If you like follow me on LinkedIn and on Instagram and on YouTube, I post in a lot of places, and sometimes like the pictures may be the same, but I change the wordings, and sometimes the pictures are different but the wordings are the same. And this is what I do for different like platforms, because I am respecting that platform as per Gary Vee said. Because different platforms require different you can use the same content, but you got to tailor it to that platform, the way they digest information. Only then the algorithm will help you and push it out. Okay, you got to help yourself to help the algorithm to push you out. Okay, how do you do that? Okay, Gary Vee has this like amazing free booklet. He shows like 64 ways to do content across like platforms. Also, just comment like PM below, and I will give you Mary's link and Gary Vee's link, so you can read up and see for yourself. This is really powerful stuff, okay? Like, this helps me a lot, and I hope it will help you. And it's free to share, so you just read it up, and there's a lot of pictures, so you would definitely understand what's going on. Okay, and yeah, so I hope that helps, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and let me just read like some comments. Hi, May. Hi. Lots of minions. Oh, Chris is hilarious. Okay, so I just want to thank you guys for like coming in and saying hi. If you have any questions, just like ask away and I will answer. And okay, also before I like go off, there's one more thing that is so key in creating 365 days of content that I've learned and realized in the course of creating like videos for the past month actually, is do not even worry about the content for the first month. Okay, do not. You're just gonna be overwhelmed. That's the way I see it, because in the beginning what you need to focus on is finding your voice. And if you're too busy like trying to think about like content and like how do you deliver it, bullet points need to be covered, you will seem a bit robotic because you're not fluid enough on camera. And the biggest thing that I had to overcome when I was doing videos and lives was understanding that it's not weird to look at my own face on the screen. And once you overcome that, once you practice and practice and practice and practice, it will come more naturally to you, and then you can start talking about content. That's the way I see it. I mean, maybe it will work differently for you guys, whatever, like, you know, whatever that suits your fancy. But if that is like the hack that I'm giving you personally that I went through, if you find yourself like, you know, you already had content for like 10 days but you're still finding yourself sticking, like you tried to record and then, you know, you recorded like 20 videos and still not going the way it should be, like it doesn't sound smooth, stop thinking about the content, just start talking. And you can start talking about anything, about your dog, about your house, about your neighbor, and okay, not your neighbor because just in case they might be in the video and then they're like, oh snap, so don't know about your neighbor, but anything, basically anything about your life, okay? So that you just get in the flow of things, then you start thinking about like how to serve with content, okay? And your lives don't need to be like super long. I mean, it can be like 2 minutes, as long as it has value and you practice that first. So I hope that helps, okay? So again, if you want the links, just PM below and then I will like copy paste to everyone. Alright? Okay, so thank you for tuning in, guys, and I'm so excited because I just launched my podcast. Okay, so thank you. I love you. See you tomorrow.